much. Background. Ah,
No, it was just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
what do I take away from this video clip?
Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird.
There's a
Knowing
wedding day?
people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. And worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So,
Was it cellar or attic? So, cellar, winner, funeral. Cellar. I remember it being the attic where they found the body.
on his throat.
Or is this a photo?
How? Like I said before, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room.
Living room now.
His throat had been cut. There was a lot of blood.
Room blood. Living room blood.
He was dead.
Who's that lady? Eve or Hannah? I keep seeing the reflection of someone in the living room. Blood.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me.
What wig?
They talked.
Is she wearing a wig?
She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
This is definitely Eva.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. Pretended to be me.
Wig. So wig. Wow. What else?
When will the police let me back in the house? And they let me take a bag of clothes with me, but
So one of them murdered Simon, and the other one is in Glasgow.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married. Then my parents died. It was the worst year of my life. A miscarriage and then my parents.
Adding much.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
Is it really adding anything? Like the doll house? Can we search for the doll house?
Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories. Could the hairs have come from somewhere else?
Here.
I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there? I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it
came from the
was
wig.
given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork
Nice.
for them all, passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
But what does it give me? As for clues. Childhood story.
Thanks. Please find Simon. I love him so much. No. I mean, everyone loves Simon. He was so nice to everyone. He loves me.
The one not wearing the wig. Killed Simon.
Cute. He must love them very much.
What is this?
What ages are they?
Children? Again?
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay? Probably needs tuning. No, it's okay. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street.
Radio.
There were two sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. See, they both had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. But he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
Is this song
The
about
eldest
the...
envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain. With a pretty little face and a long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain.
Research love?
Father dear, here swims and swan on a dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Love. Envy. So, love. Ready.
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner.
So, friends.
So that would be us returning the favour. Diana's a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Oh, I can copy paste. That's good.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I parked down the end of the...
What? Okay, Ma, I'll come and join, okay? Thank you.
It was busy, so I parked down the end of the road. I walked up to the house, I knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in, Simon's coat wasn't on the peg, I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen, he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. He wasn't there. I touched the kettle, it was cold. I looked quickly into the living room, nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom, he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. Then I had a shower. Whilst I was in the shower, the phone rang. I think it was Eric, his boss. I didn't answer it. Then I came out and I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, but I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. I spoke to him. Then I called Simon's parents. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Does it give me anything new? I don't think so. How many new videos do I... Oh no. Okay.
I wasn't in the house all of Friday night. After the argument, after Simon left,
I search
I left too. I was upset and I wanted to get away. So I took the car.
Tell us more about the argument.
I left the next day, Saturday. I slept for a few hours in the car. And when I woke up, I came straight back. Simon wasn't returning my calls and I wanted to try and make up. I got back to the house and Simon wasn't there. And Is there a bin?
Moment. Sick. Moment. That's enough for today. Right, I'll come back again, pick up from here later sometime. Okay, bye.